There exists a place in the universe where things get weird. Well, weirder than normal. Where the laws of physics have left the building. Where reality and logic ceases to make sense. That place is Twitter. And yeah, I would much rather take a stroll to the warp without my anti-Satan field than arguing with a Twitter head. But like most, I'm not above getting into an argument just for the sake of making a point. So I was sent this link a couple of weeks ago on my Discord, and because I am the type who will forget that I have a Discord, sorry for those who I haven't noticed, I forgot, but the link that was sent to me was by this video game company called Ad Astra Games that produces a few games in science fiction and air combat that have 3D acceleration in them. Neat. What's not neat is that for a games company whose motto is into the stars, they seem not to know much about what goes on beyond our pale blue dot in science fiction, as they commented on the wonderful and absolutely banger of a cinematic of the 10th edition of Warhammer 40k. A new edition of Warhammer is out, and after the obligatory 9 months of Warhammer is for everybody, messaging presaging a new release, was that necessary? We get another cinematic with dialogue from fascist Mad Libs. Okay, first of all,
oh shit, here we go again.
And second, technically, they're not wrong, except for the part that every 40k faction is de facto evil, and also with how the fascism term has like 24 definitions, all depending on the philosopher and or the regime that was implying it at the time. Warhammer 40k factions can sort of all be categorized in the branch of fascism. Personally, I like to sum it up as, in a state ruled by fascism, everyone exists to serve the state, which exerts tight control over the economy and moral direction of society. But you could of course go with the straightforward definition from Benito Suagalini himself of national syndicalism with a philosophy of actualism. But then we'll be doing this all day.
Yeah, I know.
But the point is that is the point. Wait.
What?
No matter what faction you pick in Warhammer 40k, you are the bad guy, and the skit from Mitchell and Webbs should immediately come into your head.
I don't hands. Are we the baddies?
The Imperium of Man is horrible. They may fight for the betterment of humanity on paper and have the likes of Bobby G here going through several cycles of depression to achieve that dream, but the Imperium is sending its citizens to the chopping blocks on a daily basis. Like, here's a perspective of a note that I have here on my desktop since I was doing some research for a future video. The Imperium has 1 million worlds, and a bit above 30,000 of them are hive worlds. These are the types of world that you will see in games like Space Marine, the upcoming Space Marine 2, Dark Tide, you name it. Theming with human life, packed into what we could call arcologies without getting too technical, but 30,000 out of a million is 0.3%. I said that zero like was I Italian, and there are 15 hives per hive world with a population of 75 billion people. That sets us at 1.125 trillion per hive world. So then when we start getting into the
I'm doing my part
territories, 1 billion Imperial Guard will be picked from planetary defenses to be sent to the slaughterhouse, wherein they are most certainly going to die almost immediately. And I don't know how this keeps on flying above so many people's head, but the setting is literally Grimdark. But the thing is, it's fun to play as the bad guy. It's fun to lose yourself in a universe where, I know that the last trailer didn't make that as clear as the 9th edition, where there is only war. But back to the tweet. Here's the thing. Warhammer started out as a parody of Margaret Thatcher's austerity government and her call to join British military to make up for cuts in social programs. Games Workshop discovered that appealing to asthmatic neckbeard fascist fans made money. Now, unlike this company, I am not going to jump the shark and put words in their mouth and make assertions that they may not directly have made, beside the appealing to asthmatic neckbeard fascist fans. Like, I'm sorry, not saying that you cannot find an asthmatic neckbeard fascist in just about any kind of fandom, but who hurt you? I gave a quick scroll to this Twitter account, and it's less games and more constant, well, you can't even call this activism, but straight up bitching around the clock 24/7. And I must reiterate, who the hell hurt the person who is in charge of this Twitter account? Because this is not normal behavior. But back on target. If you're watching this cinematic and immediately drawing comparisons to one of the worst regimes in the history of the world and not thinking to yourself, oh, big muscular men in armor killing oversized alien-like insects, then I think that it says more about you than it does about anything else. But also, this I think speaks on this weird conflation that many people make, and that thank my non-existent God is something that is constantly proven to be wrong, being that gamers don't want politics in their games. In the same light as, sorry for dragging my fellow weebs into this, Western fans think that politics in anime is too foreign to comprehend. This fact that out of our preconceptions or idealized views of a medium and or society, that we are dulling down knowledge. And well, 40k fans are aware of the subtext, and it's actually quite the opposite of it, like a Metal Gear Revengeance scenario where we are laughing at the subtext and putting everything bare. Like extremely loud, tribalistic, brutal warrior species, those are the Brits. Some big black mofos with blazing red eyes coming at you, those are actually the kindest folks in the game. Less of course if you are a pointy-eared space elf miner. And also, how could I forget the highly advanced Egyptian space terminators, because I for one do identify as them, because you know, we was kings. Sometimes fans have this tendency of praising the, be it books, movie, video game, whatever it is, the show for its narrative complexity, while at the same time obfuscating or denying completely the existence of political complexity into it, at least when it challenges preconceptions. And I raise my hand, I do that sometimes. Now the thing is, media doesn't owe us simplicity, but what it does owe us is fun, and in my opinion, nothing should ever trump the fun. And I think that whomever is making these tweets should really try to experience a bit of that, especially when you are a games company. Anyways, I think that is all I'm going to say about this thing. And as a question to be answered in the comment section, if you were to be, by means of the warp, thrust into the universe of Warhammer 40k and had to survive the oncoming invasion of a hive fleet like a Leviathan or whatever Tyrannid hive fleet it may be, which faction would you choose to die the latest and why? Let me know in the comment section below. That said, stay chill and have a good one.